If a person wants to be famous, there are many ways. For example, they can become an internet celebrity, a movie star, a scientist, or an athlete. In today's society, if you have a special skill and work hard, you might reach the top of your field. When that happens, fame and attention will find you naturally. But some people prefer to get attention in unusual ways. If their goal is positive, the public is happy to accept them. But if their goal is strange and they break laws and disrupt social order, they might be seen as crazy. Today, we'll share a story about someone looking for a sense of purpose. Can you guess why this person chose such extreme ways to get attention? Neil Horan, originally Cornelius Horan, was born on April 22, 1947, into a large family in County Kerry, Ireland. He was the second of 13 children. Growing up in the countryside shaped his unique personality. He received a traditional Catholic education in his hometown and became a priest in 1973. In Ireland at that time, the Catholic Church had a strong influence on social and cultural life. Priests were seen as guides for morality and faith. However, as a priest, Horan began to show views that were different from traditional teachings. He became interested in the end of the world and mysticism. He claimed that he was chosen by God and believed the world was about to see the second coming of Jesus. These beliefs, which were different from the main teachings of the Church, caused a lot of disagreement and concern. Horan is most famous for causing trouble at sporting events. These actions made him a target for the media and also caused a lot of fear and problems for athletes and fans. On July 20, 2003, Horan created a major incident at the Silverstone circuit in the UK. He was wearing an orange shirt and holding a banner that said, "Read the Bible. The Bible is always right." He suddenly ran onto the track during a Formula One race. This happened on a part of the track where cars were going as fast as 320 km/h. Horan's appearance forced many drivers to slow down and swerve to avoid him, causing chaos. A safety car had to be sent out to protect the drivers. Track officials eventually dragged Horan off the track, and he was arrested. He was found guilty of trespass and sentenced to 2 months in prison. This event made him infamous in the racing world and earned him the nickname the Grand Prix Priest. A year after he was released, Horan caused another event that shocked the world. On August 29, 2004, during the men's marathon at the Athens Olympics, around the 30-kilometer mark, Horan suddenly ran out from the crowd. He went straight for the runner in the lead, Vanderlei de Lima from Brazil. Horan grabbed de Lima and pushed him into the crowd. This caused de Lima to lose the large lead he had. The interruption cost de Lima valuable time, and he ended up with a bronze medal, although he had a strong chance of winning gold. Horan was arrested by Greek police and punished for disrupting the race. He received a 12-month suspended sentence and was fined 3,000. This rare event in sports history not only changed the result of an Olympic race, but also made Horan a focus of national attention again. Horan's actions broke the law and also went against the rules of the Catholic Church. After the incident at the Athens Marathon in 2004, there was more and more controversy about him within the church. They even looked into his past. It was revealed that he had been accused of molesting a 7-year-old girl in 1991, but he was found not guilty. However, during the trial, he admitted that he was naked while playing hide-and-seek with the girl. He claimed he was wearing a pair of unwashed, tight green satin underwear. This statement caused a strong public reaction, and many people questioned if his behavior was suitable for a priest. These events, along with his continued preaching of doomsday ideas that went against official church teachings and his repeated public disruptions, led to his removal as a priest in 2005 by Kevin MacDonald, the Archbishop of Southwark. Horan reacted angrily to this decision, saying, "I completely reject this decision. I will appeal to the court of heaven and the court of Jesus Christ." His words showed his intense religious belief and his feeling of powerlessness over his fate. Facing pressure from both the law and the church, Horan's public image became very negative. Yet, he didn't seem to give up his beliefs. Instead, he became even more certain that he was on a divine mission. Besides causing trouble at the racetrack and the Olympic marathon, Horan also created disturbances at other sports and public events. For instance, in 2006, It was rumored that he planned to dance an Irish jig outside a stadium and appeared with signs that had pro-Nazi messages. In 2009, Horan auditioned for Britain's Got Talent. He danced an Irish jig in a traditional Irish costume. The audience applauded his performance, but he did not make it to the finals. Every time he appeared in public, whether to spread his religious prophecies or just for dramatic effect, his actions showed how strange and extreme he was. After the show was broadcast, the producers said they only found out about his controversial past after his audition, but he insisted he had done nothing wrong. This event briefly brought him back into the public eye as the dancing priest. In 2013, before Prince William's first child was born, Horan appeared outside St. Mary's Hospital in London. He held a sign claiming that Queen Elizabeth might be Britain's last monarch and a figure predicted in the Bible. He also handed out business cards that said Neil Horan, Irish dancer from Britain's Got Talent. I perform at weddings. My mission is to help the world prepare for the second coming of Christ. Horan's other public appearances included supporting the entertainer Rolf Harris outside a court in 2017, who was accused of sexual assault. He held a sign that read, "Britain is a Christian country. It should have a Christian prime minister, not a Hindu." Horan's life and actions made him a figure who was both well-known and made fun of. Over the years, he got many nicknames, from the Formula One Priest to the Dancing Priest and the Armageddon Priest. When his actions were reported in the media, the tone was often a mix of mocking and sympathy, making him a controversial cultural symbol. The public had mixed feelings about Horan. Some thought he needed psychological help and that his actions were a sign of mental health problems. Others saw him as a performer who used extreme behavior to get media attention. A small number of people supported his religious ideas, though this was not common in mainstream society. Some psychologists suggest his behavior might come from a need for attention or an extreme obsession with his religious beliefs. The fact that he kept disrupting major events, even when facing legal trouble, suggests he might have a compulsive need to express himself. After facing legal punishments, church discipline, and media attention, Horan's life became even more strange. His appearances, from live performances at festivals to brief moments on TV shows, were all ways for him to get public attention again. Looking at Horan's words and actions, we see a very complex person. On one hand, he truly believed he had a mission to share prophecies about the end of the world and to save people. On the other hand, he constantly caused chaos and trouble, as if he was trying to find a sense of purpose and attention through extreme behavior. This conflict makes Horan's story both tragic and strangely funny. As of 2025, Horan is still living in London, even though he has been removed from the priesthood and has legal restrictions.